is OT from the Light Collective. And I am cruising about, and I wanted to do a little drive and chat with the people of the light. You know how we do. And as I like to start the drive and chats, I like to let you know how awesome you are, how wonderful you are, how amazing you are. Don't you ever forget it. Don't let any circumstance or any situation ever get you out of the mindset of your greatness. On this drive and chat, in this drive and chat session, I wanted to talk specifically to the divine feminine, the women. I want to talk to the ladies. Doesn't mean that the gentlemen can't stick around. Please be my guest. Stick around if you'd like. But this message is particularly for the beautiful women that come across this video. The title of this video is Unlearn Your Inferiority. Ladies, I want you to take a second and think about all of the ways that this system has trained us to subconsciously believe that we are inferior. The biggest way that this system has done this is by way of creating a narrative and a belief, a deep-rooted belief within a lot of us that the Most High is a male. That belief in itself has done so much to us women, in my opinion, in my belief. And it needs to be unlearned. Me personally, I've unlearned it. I've reprogrammed my mind to throw that belief away. Just think about it. Especially if you are a woman who has given birth to a beautiful child. Ask yourself, how does any life get to this realm? How? And the answer is through the womb of a woman. As above, so below. The notion that the Most High, the divine, is a male, and not only that, that our Savior is a male, is ludicrous, if you ask me. I know that it's false. It is false, ladies. It is false. If we can conceptualize, right now there's a lot going on in the news about the, Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites and things like that, right? And there's a lot of people who can conceptualize the fact that the Israelites spoken about in the Bible were melanated people, right? You guys already know that I'm beyond the notion of things just being about how you look, okay? But just ask yourself, especially if you're Christian based, ask yourself, if you can conceptualize that they've tried to hide the fact that Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, were melanated people, you don't think that they would have also lied? You don't think that they would have also lied about the fact that the Most High, the divine, has a feminine aspect as well? That question is specifically for people who are Christian based, okay? Or even the people who believe, in people who identify as Hebrew Israelites. And the answer is, of course they would. Of course they would. And what this belief system, this belief that the Most High is a father and then the Savior is a son, what it has done is it has created a subconscious inferiority within women. And it shows throughout our behavior, some of our behaviors. So I just challenge you, beautiful ladies watching this, to unlearn your inferiority. Do you truly believe, especially if you've given birth, even if you haven't given birth, do you truly believe that life can only come into existence through you in your womb. If that's the case, you don't think that that's the same above, below? You don't think that that's the same? It makes the most sense. In these times, beautiful people, we have to follow the things that make the most sense. And it's not illogical to believe or to consider the fact that there is a great mother and a great father, an alpha and an omega. The alpha being the father and the omega being the mother. If you're familiar with my channel, you already know I've broken that down. And then also, in this realm, when you give birth, ladies, do you give birth to just boys? Or do you give birth to boys and girls sometimes, right? It's both. So it's not just begotten sons, it's also begotten daughters. And some people will say who are like strictly within the Bible, which I'm not strictly within the Bible. I read a multitude of ancient texts. Some people would say, well, it says son, but it's interchangeable. That's fine, but you need to make sure that it's written that way then, if it's interchangeable, because we can't pretend that the rhetoric, okay, is heavily on the male side of things when we're talking about the divine. And that's not true. It's not true, beautiful ladies. It's not true. And think about it. We are leaving a patriarchal system. We're leaving this patriarchal system. We're leaving it. Okay? We're leaving it. And we're entering into a more balanced system that has everything to do with the Great Mother. Everything to do with the Great Mother. Okay? So, unlearn your inferiority, ladies. Just take a second to think about it. Just take a second to think about it. All right? That's what I encourage you to do. If you say your prayers and you only acknowledge a father and a son, just think about your mother and your sisters and your daughters. They matter too. They matter too. And again, as above, so below. Okay? So, that's all I have for this episode, beautiful people. Until next time, you be safe. Take care. Ashe.